At 8 years old, I had no clue what to do. On Careers Day, a policeman visited my school. He showed us a badge, handcuffs, and a bat. When they said they catch bad guys, I knew I wanted to do that. When something scary happens, it was you I'm told to call. Got there in a hurry in numbers, you look so cool. I looked at the scene and said, I want to be like you. I was told I can make a difference in the force just like you. But it seems, as I grow, I think it's lies I'm told. You didn't protect a man with kids to hold. You lied on the news and fought the people who exposed you. Now, a riot started from peace. I think you wanted the violence. I realised that my brother's alert when he hears sirens. He didn't do anything, that didn't stop me from cuffing him. That one incident has caused generational suffering. I want to make a difference. I just see that isn't with you. I feel a narrative that police protect just isn't true. You misinterpret my disappointment. My protest was a riot. You said it, you coined it. So we showed you a riot, not from anger but disappointment. We can't trust you. The odds and ops that we face lies in a fraction of our community is highlighted to be violent. Now, everyone must suffer. The system stays silent because an apology shows the liabilities inside it. I stayed at home while the violence happened. I think an uprising is inevitable when you try to keep evidence silent.
I think that a protest is any form of demonstration in order to get your voice heard.
Protest is a broad term. It's not one thing. It's not rioting. It's not one thing. Protest could just be doing a video like this. It could be, speaking to a neighbor. It could be, creating a piece, an artistic piece. It could be, communicating your thoughts through a poem, through a film, through media. So protesting. It could be even changing yourself as well. Protesting where you're protesting the status quo, you're protesting how things are done. You're choosing to not board a bus. You're choosing to not buy a certain product, boycotting. So protesting is many ways to do it, but it's just about affecting change.
I think nowadays there's a bigger pressure to protest. Due to platforms like Twitter, people might feel pressured into protesting. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, really.
A riot is a gathering of people, a storming of public buildings, a storming of the streets to collectively show your presence and view on a certain topic to affect change.
If you want significant change, if you want something to change, you need to get your voice heard. You need to say something. You need to make a statement or provide a statement to whatever is oppressing the situation in order to get change from that.
Through destruction, which may not only delay the fixing of the issue, but presents many more issues for a community.
For me personally, when I went to the Palestine protests, my experience, it was quite overwhelming, quite emotional, and you feel like you're part of something for a common cause, and it's empowering to be a part of a cause and be united. So I feel it's really emotional and really powerful to be a part of.
Ultimately, it's the same desire to send a message, but through drastically different ways.
There's two sides to the story. There's two sides to it. On one side, I say that a riot is not good because small innocent businesses could be affected by it. If you're destroying their business, they've got to pay that off. Some of their insurance might not actually cover the damages that's being done. Like if somebody comes and smashes the window with a brick or sets it on fire or or something like that, they might not be, their insurance can't cover that. So that's going to be them done for. So in that sense, it's bad. However, for the oppressor to know that, that the person who's suffering is really suffering, they need to see the extremes of what they're willing to go to. Once you see the extremes of what someone's willing to go to, you look at it and go, do I want to deal with this again?
A riot is physically demonstrating, more physical, more aggressive, and more showing of your presence, whereas a protest is more like, it's more like different ways to achieve the same outcome, to achieve the same goal. If you remain silent, then how are you going to affect change? If everyone was silent, then it seems like there's no problem, right?
One riot sets off a riot in another region, which sets off a riot in another nation. So that's the only good thing, that the governments know that long-term a riot is not, it's not a good thing to them.
I think rioting is a form of protest. It can also be seen as a last resort, I guess. When people feel that they're not really being heard.
Call it mad, call it balmy. Troops on the streets, courtesy of Downing Street. Maybe something a bit more deep. They convoyed them, they deployed them. So the youth them go to war with the boy them. Dilemma, dilemma. So here's the crack, here's the tale. They say, we ain't blacks. We can't stand the boy them. Years, this pot's been boiling. It was more than just one moment. It was an amalgamation of moments. Cries of one who's been suffocated for years, and their voice they're no longer holding. It's deeper, look. That when I shot at a crook, it was shots taking and destroying the life of a son, a brother, a father, a sister, a mother, a family, a community. Did you see those fire tears? Those cloud ash sighs? Did you hear the city cries? It weren't just one moment, it was an amalgamation of moments. The pain was potent, the cries of one that's been suffocated for years, and their voice they're no longer holding. The animosity was there, thick as day in the air, for all to see, crystal clear. The chants, the cries, the two sides collide. It's an uprise. It was years, decades, centuries of injustice, oppression, pain, let out right here. They called us this, they called us that, but here's the matter of fact. Invite you to wake up from that dizzy blur. See them, see us for who we really are, who we really were. What if they saw us for who we really were? Amongst us, we're hard workers. There's engineers, there's architects, accountants, pioneers, writers, directors, designers, artists, footballers, boxers, sports competitors, athletes of every kind, academics gifted with the brightest minds, high-achieving students, hard workers, making positive contributions, doctors, nurses, carers, teachers, professors, just to name a few. Working hard, playing our part, having loving hearts is what we do. We are people with an array of callings and talents, so before labeling someone or a whole people group just this and that, think of that.